Hello there, everyone. Hope we're doing well. Today's just going to be a pretty quiet one. We're just going to play some Fear and Hunger here and just have a wee experiment, have a wee chat about it while we play. So I'll just might as well go ahead and start a new game here. So I've played this one a wee bit already, so sort of coming up on I think sort of 30 something hours of actively playing it, and yeah, really enjoying it so far. I wrote an article about it, sort of on my website, breaking down um, how I feel about it. I feel very positively about it. I'm really enjoying it so far, and there's a lot to love about this game. And basically, I just wanted to showcase it a bit. Obviously, a lot of people have got to this one before I have, um, but that's all right. I can still add new stuff to the conversation, right? So I've played had at least one go at most of these characters so far. Not necessarily made it very far with them, but I have tried most people. I think the only two I haven't tried have been the mage characters, which is the yellow mage and the occultist, Mariner and Osa. But I'm thinking we're probably just going to try to use the doctor for the couple of hours we're going to play today. So yeah, I think we'll go doctor. Not because I have a bias towards any doctors or anything in these kinds of games. Of course not. It's just the guy with the bachelor for his profile picture. So yeah, we'll just go with Dan. Sounds somewhat similar to Daniil. Uh, just close my eyes to spoilers. Yeah, it's all right. You don't know it. You don't have to watch. If you want to avoid spoilers, I don't blame you. But I can, yeah, highly recommend it. So we're just going to go with Fear and Hunger mode, which is the normal mode. Um, so to experience the game as it's supposed to be experienced, and we'll just run through, just try and see everything that we can, and if we die along the way, so be it. So we don't want to skip the character history. So the soothing sound of the rail tracks. You are not used to such peaceful and tranquil atmosphere. Can't help but let your mind wander. You reminisce what has led you to this point in life. Since you were a toddler, you had been traveling around the Europa with your parents. So much going on that it can't spoil the whole game. Exactly. There's still going to be heaps to discover for yourself, and there's still lots of stuff that I'm discovering, which is hopefully going to be part of the attraction of these streams. Because I played a bit, but I haven't delved incredibly deeply within the systems, so I'm probably still pretty crummy. Um, and I'm not normally a big sort of JRPG player, so I'm pretty inexperienced with that kind of thing anyway. Your parents were devout followers of the older god of fertility and creation, Sylvian. Because of the nature of Sylvian's cult, in each new town, you'd witness your parents putting on their rabbit masks and heading to the meadows naked with all the other cult members. You hated this life. Your parents would be more concerned on matters of religion than you. Make it worse, they even tried to pass on the healing gift of Sylvian to you. Very early on, you learned that no gift comes without a price. With Sylvian's gift of healing, you saw how the mental state of your parents deteriorated over time. Spent longer and longer times in the meadows until one day they never returned. 13 years of age and alone in the kingdom of Rondon, you had to do something for a living. Now, we want to be, a nice guy, so we're going to try and find some honest work. A butler of a local aristocrat took you under his wing as an apprentice. You started working for the Baron Einar von Dutch. You learned good manners, grew to appreciate fine arts, and other perks that high-class living brought along. Over time, you got better acquainted with the daughter of the house. Her name was Elise. She would be endlessly amused by your childhood stories and all the madness your past cult life brought with it. Baron himself learned of your upbringing as well and was fascinated by Sylvian and her healing properties. Last JRPGs you played were the Final Fantasies on PS1, didn't even finish them. No, I've never been the greatest JRPG fan myself. I think, well, RPGs in general, I sort of struggle if they have a lot of repetitive grinding in them. I think is my main issue. If the combat's not meaningful, then what's the point? If your gameplay loop is just padded out, then I'm not really going to enjoy it. So the Baron used to work as a doctor, and he had very different concepts for healing and mending wounds. Taught you about the modern medical practices in exchange for your knowledge on the older god, Sylvian. To be honest, his thirst for otherworldly knowledge felt a little bit obsessive even. Taught you how you cannot cure any symptoms without giving something in return. To heal, something of equal value must be lost. So this isn't going to be the only medicine we learn, so we're going to continue with our studies to learn more and analyze. The most important thing learned is that you trade your life, yourself, and the practice of medicine. That is the price to save lives of the others. So what I like about all of these starting vignettes that I've played so far is that they're all in service of the thematic structure of the character. Everything sort of feeds into how you're supposed to play this person. And much like Pathologic, you're actually filling a role. It's not an empty vessel that you're filling. It's someone with this past, this predetermined, this backstory that you help shape, but still, you're playing a specific kind of character. You're actually filling a role, which is really important and really a sign of the best kind of RPG writing, I think. So as time went on, you became an item with Elise. Everything fell into place very naturally, and even the Baron gave you his blessing, despite your background being anything but noble. For the first time in your life, everything felt just right. But this wouldn't last for long, as something terrible had been brewing in the Eastern Europa for a good while. Conflict between the Eastern Union and the Bremen Empire had dragged many neighbouring countries to take part in the hostilities, and the Kingdom of Rondon was no exception. The kingdom was enlisting all able-bodied men to join the front lines, and you had no choice but to pack your bags and join the Great War. Because of your knowledge in medicine, you were given an option to join the army as a medic, or pick up a gun and join as an infantry trooper. Now we're going to stick with our theme here, right? We're going to continue just to be a medic. We don't want to get involved in any violence or anything like that. Given a scalpel, a light blue vial, and pep pills. The war was cruel and inhumane. You had to take part in countless things better left unspoken. The only thing that kept you going was the thought of your new family waiting for you back home. Every night you'd read letters from home and fall asleep to a photograph of Elise. One day, the letters ended. It was natural for letters to get lost in all the chaos, but you couldn't help your ominous feelings. So when the Kingdom of Rondon finally withdrew from the war, you rushed straight back home as fast as possible. The manor of Von Dutch was lifeless and dark on that gloomy day. You stormed through the countless rooms, but couldn't find a soul in sight. That was until you found the basement door partly open. In the darkness below, you could only tell apart the silhouette of a person who had died standing in the middle of swirling ritual circles. The person was Einar von Dutch himself. He had died on the spot from what seemed like self-inflicted wounds and cuts. Each corner of the basement had sacrificial gifts to an old god unknown to you. Your heart sank as you recognized just who was the main sacrifice of this maddening rite. You tried to save Elise with any means necessary. You tried to exchange vital parts of yourself for the life of her, but that didn't work, hence why we're missing an eye potentially. You tried unspeakable methods for days, but it was all in vain. She was too far gone. The cult had completely swallowed the Baron while you were away, and you could only guess what he had tried to accomplish with this unholy ritual. Upon searching through Baron's documents, you noticed a certain place mentioned frequently, time and time again, a town called Prehevil in the country of Bohemia. The place had something to do with the beliefs of the Baron, and maybe there you'd find at least some sense to this madness. It wouldn't bring back your old life, but frankly, you had nothing else going on for you anymore. Only the small clue on what took everything away from you. Answers. That was enough of a reason to get you back on the road. How did you prepare for your trip? Well, of course, we're going to need more medical goods. We're a doctor after all, so we're going to grab some medical goods, although the alcohol is tempting. So we managed to find 2 blue vials and a cloth fragment. It's been a long and mentally taxing travel to this point. You hope that whatever you find from the small town can give at least some closure to your sorrow. Save your character history? Yes. But I do like that you can save your character after you've created them, after you've run through that backstory, so you don't have to run through it again and again, unlike the first one. Skip the intro, no. So we want to see everything. We want to document everything we can and just show off the game a bit here. So we nod off to sleep. Someone drawing a suspicious ritual circle on the floor there. I feel like someone was watching you while you slept. How strange. No, sir. Excuse me. No answer. Go this way. Door to the previous cabin is locked from the other side. Looking through the window, the cabin seems pitch black. So the art, I think, is really one of the first things I noticed. It's such a satisfying looking game just to witness, to be a part of. All the sprite work is really amazing. Helps it sort of stand out from the crowd a bit. Excuse me. No answer from him either. Pretty sure you can save after character backstory in the first game, just not in the hardest mode. Oh, okay. I could have sworn I couldn't, but it has been a little while since I played the first one now, so I'm probably misremembering. Door won't open. It seems to be locked from the outside. Regardless, it's a nice feature. Search the luggage. Find some mushroom stew. Good. Just pinch that. Find a glass vial, so we'll be able to fill up that with some substances later on. Suitcases left here without supervision. Now, this is a lot of suitcases. A wall of suitcases, something feels off. So we trek down here and go into the workshop. This place, it's not the train anymore. You. I've been looking for you everywhere. Just where did you think you ran off to? Don't you understand the hurry we are in? I don't understand. The eyes of the janitor bulge out from their sockets as his expression intensifies. No one expects you to. You're a stupid fucking human after all. Now, get your ass back to the workbench. Alright. Pleasant boss. This is your last chance. Next time, it's punishing time. What am I supposed to do? What? You're supposed to assemble new cubes, of course. As for how, figure it out yourself. If you're not capable of that much, you're beyond hope and useless in every sense of the word. What you Googling at? There's nothing to see here. Eyes on the cubes. Work, or I'll rip those eyes out of your pretty face. So she was the girl who was drawing the circle before that we saw. Use directional keys to assemble the cubes. Gonna do some assembly line work here. Only annoying thing is that character backstory cuts into your very precious time in the first 30 minutes of the game. Yeah, that is admittedly pretty frustrating, especially when you're reading it through for the first time and you're going to base a run off of that each time. The girl in pink is trying to get your attention. Follow you, huh? But I'm a good employee. I like my employment. Where do you think you're going? Try and circle around him. Success. I think the sprint meter in this one is great success as well. Better than having to take the sort of fairly arbitrary dash move that you do in the other one. Your head hurts. You feel like you're losing your mind. And then you might recognize some of the characters sitting at this table from the previous game. But the rest of them all fairly unknown. We get a pretty intense sound effect. We wake up somewhere else entirely. And I think the sound design is really effective too. Just a really enjoyable game to listen to and witness. Ah, there you are. A mysterious person greets you in a monotonous voice. Got you pulled out from that nasty place. You were going deep into that rabbit hole. Now you are safe under the beautiful green hue of the moon. Welcome to the Moon Tower. What is going on? That is what I'm here for, to explain the situation you are currently facing, to explain the great once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that has befallen within your grasp. Since our words could not possibly reach my master, I speak in his behalf. And who might my master be? Well, for now, let's just say that he is the delinquent one, Rur, the trickster moon god. And me? You can call me Perkele. I am just a humble servant of his celestial majesty. I'm sure, yeah, we can really trust you. Look at you. I do like the detail that he's very visibly two-faced. The dark side and the light side of the moon, I presume that's calling on. You are the dreamer. He is the dream. Another great little line of dialogue there. My master has invited 14 of you to join us in this jubilee of cosmic proportions. 14 candidates, but only one true victor. The festival of Termina is upon us. What is this festival of Termina? It is definitely cool that they put the new gods from the first game in the hall there. It's a lovely consistency. The world building between these two games, I think, is really effective. And in a way, I think I prefer the second game. Of course, only after I've played the first one. But there's a lot that strengthens the second one's world if you have played the first one, which is, of course, the benefit of sequels. But they've done it really well here. Wonder how old those old new gods are. Yeah, unfathomably ancient, I imagine, is the intent there. The festival to end all festivals. This must be all very confusing to you. I won't burden you with any more information at this very moment. No, I don't. Come on, burden me, lay it on me. Just head towards the tower. That is all you need to know for now. I will gladly answer questions once you get there. But until that, let us meet again under the moonlight. Hey, come on, I can handle it. You wake up suddenly. Was it all just a dream? The train, it seems to have stopped. So if you manage to beat the janitor and take his weapon, there's this sort of uncomfortable realization that it wasn't a dream, that you're still holding his weapon, or that if it was a dream, it was a particularly lucid one, shall we say. Seats are perfectly suited for resting. Just need to clear all the papers out of the way first. Find a combat manual and the map for the town. So if we bring up the map now, you can see we start as that little green dot all the way at the bottom, and we have to make it all the way to the Hollow Tower, which is a feat I have not yet achieved, but I'm getting pretty close to cracking it now in a variety of different playthroughs. I've got everything I've needed. I just haven't done it all in one playthrough, so maybe this will be the one. I don't know. Man in the suit is talking to himself. Seems to be completely lost in his own thoughts. Late already. So late. Let's head outside. Woman with the brown jacket. I don't think there's much use just waiting for someone to come. You interrupted discussion. Ah, the Patches woke up. What's going on here? The train just stopped in the middle of nowhere. None of us really know why. Well, fuck. That's strange. Yes, very strange. We're still thinking, what's our next move? Bad news. Something's not right with the engine. I mean, there isn't anything obviously wrong with it, but it simply won't start. Maybe if I had some spare parts, I could still try a thing or two. Uh, think so. Might be wrong about that, but I think so. Oh, you're awake too. You were the last one to wake. What's your name? Um, introduce myself. Nice to meet you. Good morning. I'm Abella. My name is Marina. My name is Olivia. Lovely to meet you all. You can call me August. Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty. Hey, I'm Heinrich. And that mystic gentleman over there in the lotus pose is Osar. It was Osar, right? I'm pretty sure it was. We were the first to wake up. I take it that we're done here. As much as I'd like it, I don't have time to play happy campers with you people. I have a job to do. Which way is the city? The city is north from here. You know the place, or is this just a hunch? Kids these days, I was navigating the seven seas as a wee lad already. Let's call it a very educated hunch. We get this wonderful bit of art, I think. It slowly pans up here in a second. See that tall tower looming in the mist? That's what we call a landmark. You use one to orient yourself with the surroundings. In this case, the orienting is a fairly easy task, even for a city dwelling metropolitan like you. That tower stands in the middle of the city. Just head towards it, and you're there in no time. Yeah, I'm certainly fond of the way this game will use its art very effectively to create, this really mounting sense of scale that you don't necessarily get just from this 2D sprite work. It has these occasional flourishes like that that are really deeply effective, just at building the town and your imagination. Karen, deep sigh. Thank you for these condescending instructions. They tell to respect your elders, but sometimes you guys make it very difficult. Before you go, should we go over the dream discussion with the new one too? Did you see the dream too? You saw it too, right? Every one of us saw the same exact dream. The moon, the girl in the pink dress, festival of Termina. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Yeah, agreed. I I did hear that Miro started like he's an artist first and foremost. I might be wrong about that, but that he'd created this art in this world and then from there made the game around it. Um, I might be wrong about that, but at any rate, he's a tremendously talented artist. The games just simply wouldn't be the same without this particular art style. Just all the characters looking in some way sort of emaciated and out of their element. It all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Not this talk again. We should have asked an army pig, that Bremen pig. He was in way too much of a hurry to leave. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something the Bremen army would be a part of. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Now that the war is over, they have to get their guinea pigs elsewhere. What rubbish. Didn't ask for your opinion now, did I? I'm a journalist. I've covered wars, you know. Don't need some flaky eye patch foreigner telling me what's plausible and what's not. Whoa. Haven't seen what I've seen during these past few years. I don't know why I'm still wasting my time with you people. Let's agree to disagree. Ha, I don't remember agreeing with you even on that. They look like they're fearing and hungering? Exactly. In any case, I'm going to be heading out now. I suggest you do the same. Or don't. It's not my concern, really. And so it begins. Day 1. Monologue with the moon. So you got 3 days to sort it out, and every save that you do, or every save you do in a bed will advance time. So I think you've got like 9 saves total or something. Because I think if it advances beyond the 3rd night, everything ends. So you have to be really strategic about where you save, which is a big part of the fun for me so far. Is sort of figuring out how far I can push it. And what level of challenge I feel I need to have overcome in order to actually save it safely. Oh, hey, I'm a bit busy right now. I'm trying to check if I could get the train in working order again. Not just that the train stopped, but for some reason it won't start up either. What are you doing? Just checking up on things? Good afternoon. Kita Tanaka, good to make your acquaintance. I think what I like about this one is that structurally everything, at least so far, seems to feed into its mechanics and the pressure that it's putting on the player in a really seamless way. The first one part of its challenge was that you'd be interrupted when you were sleeping, basically anywhere, as far as I understand, except like that first room, and maybe one a bit later on. Um, I've not delved fully through the first game either, but it sort of seems to me that the second one he really got a chance to make the save system feel like a natural extension of how harsh and dangerous the world is and how intense the pressure is on the protagonist, which again reminds me in a very positive way of pathologic, where time is constantly sort of advancing in the background, which is an important feeling, I think, for horror of this kind, to have that kind of that structure to it, where every movement counts, and every resource counts as well, which is what the best survival horrors do, and that's certainly what this game achieves. Everything it boils down to resource management, and time is a pretty essential resource as well. It's Kita Tanaka. Good to make your acquaintance. It's very troublesome what has come of our train trip. I'm not entirely certain on what to do. I have some urgent business at the city. Should I go on foot or wait for the train to continue? Uh, Go on foot. I think you're right. The city isn't that far after all. If you clear the prison area of all the guards, you can save any of the beds in the cells safely, from what I remember. Yeah, that sounds right. Just clearing the guards can also be an arduous task, um, especially if they get lucky on their coin flips. For instance, that brutal beating they can dole out and all the limbs they can hack off is pretty rough, on the first on the first few runs. Still find the guards a suitably brutal enemy for the start of that game. I'll get to sightsee the local flora and fauna while at it. Free saves, though, yes, are pretty hard to pass up. Introduce yourself. He doesn't seem to be interested in small talk. All right then. Nice day, isn't it? A bit foggy, true enough, but it is peaceful in its own right, don't you think? I agree. Yeah, I'm a fog person. I think I should get inside. The mist is creeping in. We talk about the dream? Oh, yes, of course. What do you think the dream means? Maybe it was a premonition. I really hope not. I don't want to see that place ever again. There's something more. Ugh, never mind. Would you look at that behind? Wow. Are you dead serious? If you keep that up, I'll come up with a better use for this wrench. How about making yourself useful? Maybe I will do just that. Just wait and see, Ginger. Yes, go make me proud. Yeah, so you um, really get a good sense of everyone's personalities. I think, just from the get go. The writing is really quite good, even if you do sort of have to fight your way through the occasional understandable typo. I think my favorite, if we find any, is the duck tape, spelled DUCK. It's my favorite item so far. Mushroom stew, meat pie, rotten meat on a platter. Oh, don't mind if I do. There are maggots crawling inside the piece. Charming. My favorite. And what I like about being able to prompt Tanaka to go for a walk is that, so Karen sort of walks off on her own, and the first instinct when I first played it was, yeah, just to follow Karen. But there's another path to the city. If you happen to tell Tanaka to go, he sort of reveals it for you almost for the first time, unless you're a diligent explorer and can fuss your way through the fog and the foliage. But we're going to follow Tanaka's route this first time. See what we can find. The mist slowly creeps in from the deeper woods, and I think, yeah, the mist is really effective. Also, if you fall through the floor into the locked prison cell, don't save because you think it's safe to sleep in a locked cell. If you fail the coin flip, the guard that attacks you dies in front of the door, so you can't interact with the door and you'll soft lock yourself. I appreciate that warning, but that has already exactly happened to me. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that could happen. It was it was pretty frustrating having to ditch a run because I soft locked myself by winning a fight. But that's all right. I suppose that happens. It's got to be an oversight in every game. That just happened to be a sadly perhaps a common one. Happy New Year, Yovo. It's good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Long time no see, I think. What is that? What on earth is going on? They are dead. Yes, they are. They are dead. This is horrible. Should we report about this to someone? The local police? It's the 10th now, but it's not fair that some holidays are only one day anyway. No, I didn't really feel like the break was sustained enough, though I sort of rarely ever do. It would be nice if I had a slightly more sustained break, but that's all right. Had a wee bit of time to work on things. Recorded half of a big video script. I'm sitting at 50 minutes of recorded stuff right now, so hopefully I'll find the time to polish it off and release it before the end of the month. But there's also a lot of stuff to do elsewhere. We're gonna just ignore this. Well, sort of didn't have a chance, that guy. Termina is upon us. And we're just gonna leave. Don't really want to fight him right now. Eerie silence fills the air, devoid of any life. Can I optimize? Yes, we got the scalpel equipped. Other countries celebrate it for multiple days, so we should start copying them. If they do, we miss out on everything. New Year is like a week in Armenia. Technically, the only public holidays in New Zealand for it, I think, are the first and the second. Certainly, most people do get a break. I just didn't happen to be one of those people this year. Mysterious beast approaches you with saliva dripping from its gaping mouth. The creature seems to be in hunting mode. Stay away, foul beast. Your words are in vain. The beast is clearly out for blood. And we'll start fighting this headless. And they're not too bad most of the time. Just see if we can dodge them is the main thing. Yeah, best thing to do is just hope that they aren't able to hit you. And you can just quickly deal with them. Sort of a pretty easy enemy, mostly, but we might get unlucky here. Yeah, did get unlucky. Got poisoned. Darn is victorious. Monstrosity is down. They have nothing of worth. Gonna beat them anyway. No reaction. The beast is lifeless. Only saliva is slowly dripping from the gaping mouth. Okay. So we fought these two strange monsters. I don't think I have anything that can deal with poison just yet. So we got pretty unlucky there. They decided to roll with poison. But we're going to try and get through this area as quick as possible here. So it's a strange bunker. There's an old rusty hatch here. Inspect it. The window on the hatch is murky and stained. You cannot see anything but darkness below. Alright, we're going to open it. Smell of rot strikes immediately upon opening the hatch. Hello? Oh, it's you. We met already at the train. What do you have there? Found something? I found this hatch. Look how proud I am. A hatch in the middle of nowhere? Seems a bit suspicious, no? Interesting, the very least. How about we hop in and see what's under there? You have to be at least a little bit curious. Alright, let's check it out. That's the spirit. The tunnels reek of death. Wow, this place is incredible, she says, ignoring the fact that they're devoid of life and stink of death. That's fine. I heard the Eastern Union had big underground networks around Preheville, but I wasn't expecting this. Yeah, it's quite something. This is exciting. How about we continue deeper? You don't get to say a word, but I'll be travelling with you for a while now. Yes, you're more than welcome to his company. See what we can find down here. There's a wooden chest here. Open it. See if we get anything. Good old coin toss. Nothing from that one. Got unlucky. Shelves are full of spare parts for different machinery. Found a pipe wrench. So Bella already comes with a pipe wrench that she's quite good at using. So, but a spare is never hurts. Shelves are full of spare parts for different machinery. Scrap metal. Nothing on that one. 2 bolts. Nothing interesting here. Gasoline. Nothing interesting. So yeah, you can see my health is chipping away the longer I go without an antidote. So I'm going to have to try and get that as soon as possible when I get out. But then again, this run is just showcasing stuff, just experimentation. So I'm not taking it too seriously. So we find a saw blade. Just keep exploring these tunnels. See what else we can find. Shelves are full of spare parts, more scrap metal. 2 shillings. Broomstick. Fabulously wealthy. Find a vial of oil. Such good sound design. And really just a cloying, claustrophobic atmosphere in every regard. A formal hat. There is a sweat stain circling the insides of the hat. We're gonna stop him from going anywhere. So there goes the poor salaryman, Tanaka. Fortunately, the clown, at least to my knowledge, does not know how to push a crate. So I'm just going to put that in front of him, at least for a minute. Locker door is stuck. Locker is empty. The clown's a great enemy, but not sure I want to fight him right now. So I'll just leave him there. He seems like he's pretty happy. Locker door is stuck. I don't think we can go any further down there. Just he's fine. Look at him. He's not resentful at all. Just quietly bypass him. Feels like a bit of a cheat doing that, but it's all right. It's the best way to get rid of him so far. Is blowing him up, but I need the gasoline to power this motor. So we're going to avoid fighting him just for now. We might come back and fight him in a minute. Just to show him off, but for now we're going to say goodbye to poor Tanaka. And we're going to go into the maintenance elevator now that we've powered it on. So we're going to go down. This is a great wee cutscene. They gave clowns knives in order to fight off the mimes with hammers. Yeah, but they failed to recognize that clowns have no natural predators. Yeah, it's kind of the problem. You can't introduce clowns into an ecosystem recklessly, can you? There's really a lot to them. Trick panel here. This is my chance to shine. Ta-da! Just like that. Short circuit the lock. I really like the noise that accompanies that. Find a sewer winch. Wooden chest. Go heads again. Unlucky again. Find 5 bullets, 3 shells. Yeah, it's really a shame about the clowns. I think I dealt with some clowns, didn't I? Last year, some horror clowns. We're going to have to deal with some more possibly later today as well, but I don't really want to get into it just yet because I'm poisoned and don't really have anything good with which to defend myself. Dead body. It seems to be in a relatively fresh state of decomposition. So to make sure of the cause of death, there's not much physical trauma present. Maybe he suffered a heart attack or died because of some other diseases or poison. Appears to be a letter in a key in his pocket. Find the soldier's letter and the eagle brass key. Okay, and with this thing, switched on the monitor. Read the instruction document first before we do anything. There's some text on the monitor in a simplified writing format. The teleelectroscope cannot be connected to the logic unless all 3 of the cables are switched on. Connecting one before another does not cause any damage to the system, but it should not be done without clear orders from the designated official in charge of the operation. So we've got to connect 3 of these, I suppose. We might as well turn them on, give ourselves as many options as possible, right? Please refer to the operation manual for information on the personnel in charge. We're going to connect it to the logic. Start the system up. And we get some great noises. Sounds are really authentic. And then this low hum that sort of follows us through the area. But we'll also read the soldier's letter and see what was going on in his life. Seems like he never got to send the letter. Evidently not. Great detective work done. Dear Gisela, I write this letter in great sadness. I'm afraid I will have to postpone my return to your loving bosom. Even if the Great War is supposedly over, our tasks seem to be anything but. After running around following orders that would sicken every sane person who'd not witnessed the horrors of war, I think I've started to see the red line our Kaiser has been following all along. This rotten city, it was the very thing our Kaiser strived to conquer since day one. I do not think it a coincidence that very soon after reaching the city, the Kaiser decided to withdraw Bremen forces elsewhere and agree on the terms of peace. Don't know what's so special about this miserable place. I even heard that the Kaiser himself will be coming here in the upcoming days. Maybe after that I can finally return home. Hope you're able to wait for me just a little while longer. Yours forever, Johnny. Gonna be waiting a bit longer, I'm afraid, Johnny. Check the bookshelf for anything interesting. Find the Skin Bible, chapter of Grogoroth. Alright, so now we've got one sigil under our belt. I'm gonna leave that sigil down there as well. Not gonna interact with that one just yet. We might come back and have a look at it later. Someone's already drawn it for us with chalk, but I'm not keen on interacting with it just yet. So we'll go back up. Now that we've interacted with the big machine and grabbed a key, seems pretty good to me. We need to cure this poison. I don't know if I'm doing very well. No, I'm down to 31 here. So I might drink a vial here, so that's worth 30 health. But I need to find a fridge or something that will give me a white vial, which should cure poison, I believe. Yeah, you do really get this great atmosphere out of this. Sort of, I didn't expect just a 2D RPG Maker game to be able to give that sense of really profound dread. But this game really does achieve it. Ooh, you made it out alive. Good boy. Who are you? Lieutenant Parv at your service. Remember that name well. What about you? I recognize you from the train. It's only polite to introduce yourself. All right. I think poison leaves me at 1 health, like bleeding in the first game, yeah. So I don't think it can actually kill you, but it's a pretty debilitating thing to be stuck with, obviously. Dan, be on your best behavior, Dan, yes. It's dangerous around these parts, and doctors going rogue are not especially appreciated. I take it you found the key for the city gates. Oh, yes, that's the one with the eagle. Good, good. I would have gotten it myself, but you never know what lurks in the deeper depths of this soil. Besides, the festival is only at its beginning. Don't want to do anything too risque just yet. Now, I know you can be a reasonable man, Dan, so would you please open the city gates? Got some other business to attend to. So, be killing you later. I mean, seeing you later. That's probably the worst Freudian slips ever. Very blatant. What was that all about? I'm sure he knows something about this tunnel. These tunnels must be part of the big reason Bremen Army wanted to occupy this area so badly. Yeah, you're probably right. The reason why I'm puzzled about this ordeal is that the truce happened right after Bremen reached this area, the city of Preville. Seeing these tunnels makes me think there's definitely something fishy going on. We didn't find any parts for the train. Oh well, maybe I continue with you just a little while longer. Might be safer in a group. Grab this mushroom before we go, just in case we get hungry and afraid later. Alright. So we're going to trek back. I suppose we could either go back through the area with the big woodsman, or we can try go through town instead. And unfortunately, the headless have stayed dead, which we'd like to see. He said the thing. It's the name of the game. Find the golden chanterelle. Red herb. Not too bad. Just have a wee look through town. Blue vial. Lucky coin. Quite a few villagers here. And there's 2 of us, so we'll see how we do. Yeah, disable the bear trap with finesse, with a scalpel. That's how it's done, apparently. Let's go for the kill as easiest. Victorious. Just need a vial and a sickle. So we can fight the Like the crazed woman as well. And I think these villages are based on several of Francis Bacon, I think, in his more famous artworks, which if you're going to design terrible, regular-looking people, I mean, hard to think of anything more effective than that. Looking at Bacon for inspiration. Find a cloth fragment. Hey, that's not fair. You can jump, I can't jump. Gate is firmly locked with 2 different padlocks. You could give me a boost, Bella, but guess not. Carving of an eagle, and the other has a carving of a 2-tailed lion. So yeah, we've still got to find one. And we're gonna have a look in here. See what we can find, if anything. Books have been neglected entirely. They're in too bad a condition. Broken and jammed. Look, here's one. Refrigerator is leaking dirty water. Found a white vial. I'm gonna drink that immediately. So yeah, got pretty unlucky to get got with the that black vomit stuff. And we're gonna have something to eat. Yeah, we'll just give you a tomato. And what else do we have? Yeah, just a regular mushroom. I'll give you a mushroom. Wardrobe got old rags that moths have been eating for years, so this is not the best house. Charred black matter. Someone actually made this. It does look like food. There seems to be pasta in there somewhere. Take some. With some effort, you're able to chip away some of the black matter with you. Oh, good, that's my favourite. That's what I always love. Got some mouldy bread from the cupboard. Otherwise, the cupboards are grimy and disgusting. Found some glass shards. Eating a tomato raw is the scariest thing I've seen in years. Yeah, this game, it leads you to do some really depraved things that you wouldn't consider. Just morally, I don't know who I am anymore. The wardrobe got old rags. Again, moths have been eating that for years. This is kind of a weird upstairs section. There's basically nothing up here but a chest, and there's probably going to be nothing in the chest because we've been getting pretty unlucky. What do you know? The chest is empty. Moral quandary. Tomato or not tomato? Exactly. Tomato or tomato? Who knows? Who among us can say? Rotten meat. Poisonous mushroom. Lone candle here. Don't have anything that could light it, nor do we need to. Just keep exploring the house. Make sure we pick it clean. Grimy and useless. Grimy and useless. Oh, no. Excuse me. Fine, I guess if you want to fight, we can fight, I suppose. And we're gonna flip 2 coins, but we've been incredibly unlucky so far. And of course, we finally get both heads. Some people eat tomatoes like apples. That's wild to me. It is certainly interesting. I can understand, just eating like small tomatoes by themselves, obviously, but a big one, I think it's a different story. Rev up. So theoretically, I think that means it does more damage. So we'll go with that. Not that we really need to use that, but the tokens for the rev up stuff expire after every combat, so we might as well use them. Carrying a severed arm and leg, just what I wanted. Make sure they stay down. No reaction, but each kick gives you satisfaction. That was totally uncalled for. Didn't need to be pursued through the house. I was just looting it. Useless junk. I do quite like this line. Other man's trash is your trash too, in this case. I think it's quite an apt line. I like that a lot. Not everything that you can loot in a game is worth anything, particularly in a city that's gone pretty feral. Check the bookshelf for anything interesting. There's nothing worthwhile here. Wow, I can't believe nothing worthwhile. Not even a single comic strip. No Garfield, no nothing. Unbelievable. Texture of it, what kills me about it. That's fair. I think. Yeah. It is pretty weird texture just to have by itself. I do agree. Carrot. Where's the funny section? Exactly. Come on, I'm looking for some levity here, Mushroom stew, 5 shillings. Cool, so we're just do a thorough explore. Bloody ritual crucifix. They used to have these in the olden times, but you've never seen one in person. The smell and sight of the sacrificed corpses is, unsurprisingly, repulsive. You feel like throwing up. Gonna avoid that. Find rotten meat, find a cloth fragment, more cloth fragments, never hurt. There are pigs standing in the pen. They look well fed, suspiciously so. Let's have a look around. What else can we find here? Door is locked with a simple lock. The sign says closed until tomorrow. Well, we gotta respect their wishes. Find a yellow vial. Yellow sort of mucusy stuff. Right, lone villager stumbles on your path. Just gonna try to take out the arms as usual. These villagers, pretty okay to fight when there's the two of you. Let's go for it. Some clinical strikes with the old scalpel. Finally gonna get hit here. So I probably should use much more healing items than I would have liked to, but I've been finding some okay stuff, I suppose, to replace what I've already used. 2 shillings. I'm rich. What is it going to give me? Yeah, no reaction. He must be dead. But not the same kind of satisfaction you got before, apparently. Find a vegetable pie. Okay. Heavier and heavier atmosphere. Just the way I like it. I like my atmosphere heavy. And my enemies remorseless. Can't reach me, can you? You can't jump either. Just that one guy can jump. Slightly unfair. Old clothes left here to dry. They're still wet. Probably don't see much sun, I suppose. The only way through, since we can't jump, is into another basement, which we love to do. I'm going to have a vegetable pie before I go in. That'll really steel myself with that. So that's plus 80, and that's plus 30. I could restore myself to full with the light blue. But I think since I'm still just in the starting area, I'm gonna avoid doing that so far. We're gonna save that for maybe when I really need it, because that will probably come up sooner than I'm expecting. The basement seems damp and dark from up here, as if something lurks down there waiting for you. Abella is starting to feel hungry as well. Sorry, did you want the other vegetable pie that we scavenged? No, you can have a carrot. You're not that hungry, Just the one vegetable. You don't need a whole pie of it. The air down here is heavy, moist, and murky. Just this really profound atmosphere. Even with a little bit of text, sometimes that's all you need, and you really get a sense for the place. With the use of sensory detail, I think sometimes that's what games forget to play on. And some games obviously find it more difficult to do that than others, but it is worth considering adding sensory detail to your game because it does make it more interesting. Find the 4 ages of modern history down here. Find a broomstick. Another one. What about this one? Nothing interesting there. Anything in the chest? Yes, a thorned ring. Finally found something. So what do we got there? What does this do? Emits steady flow of poison to its wearer. Steady flow makes one immune to more potent toxins. So get the spear out. We'll see if the spear's any good. I don't know exactly if Dan the Doctor has been trained in the use of the spear, but that's alright. Anything around here? Old suitcases and houseware. Everything seems more or less useless around here. One villager. I do like the behavior of some of the enemies in this game. They sort of stop at the doorway knowing that there's no other way out, so you have sort of no choice but to confront them. They just sort of stand there lurking, which is a nice touch, I think. So yeah, we'll just try the spear, shall we? Yep, so that worked alright. I'm not sure if Dan is any worse with the spear, I guess, like any less accurate. I suppose I should have checked that, but seems to be doing alright so far. I think if we leave the left arm intact, I think he doesn't use his tackle move. He just has a chance to set up a bear trap if he has one, I think. It's interesting seeing Dwarf Fortress style targeting in JRPG combat. Yeah, I think that's a big part of why it works for me as well, is it has this extra strategic element that it sort of feels like most JRPGs are lacking, and the strategic element's really practical, like if you take out the arm that's holding the weapon, I mean, it's pretty obvious what that's going to do, what that's going to achieve. Um, yeah, it's certainly. I think it's a big part of why the game works so well. Is the sort of really tactical, brutal combat. Um, Without it, I think it would be quite different. So with the bone saw that we just got, gonna take his head. So we're gonna copy that clown we saw before. Took the villager head as the trophy. Gonna leave him there. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna be friendly about it. Oh, there's someone there. Hey, you okay? Boy in army overalls. Oh, off he goes into the darkness. Random junk on the shelf. Empty bucket with some grimy stains. Okay, so we're going to come up, right, another old house, okay. Terrible stench oozes from the refrigerator. Investigate. Find the white vial. Old and rusty pot with grimy stains all over it. How hungry are you now? You're still at 71. You can wait to have your vegetable pie still. Smell of mold emanates from the wardrobe. Exactly. Tactical combat doesn't necessarily need to be as complex as some games try to make it. Simple tactical features can make a world of difference. Yeah, and I think as long as those features are intuitive, they're going to add a real sense of like dynamism sort of to every combat. You sort of never know. Well, you know what might happen as a result of one action, but the enemy can always sort of pull out and do interesting things with like remaining limbs or that kind of thing within this game. So there's always this sort of like, do I go for the arm that I think is going to be the most dangerous, or am I going to discover that they've got something like nasty, like hidden up their sleeve? Find a ring of wraiths and a shotgun shell. It's not bad. Red herb. Yeah, there's a lot of just really simple things that sort of enliven tactical games. I think that I don't often see, which is part of the reason I don't often play like tactical JRPG stuff. Find a bear trap, good. Bear traps seem to be helpful, though they can also just take your own legs off too, which is something I'd prefer to avoid. Gonna fight. So we fought quite a few villagers. You'll notice with a party of two, they're relatively harmless. There's not very much they can do against you. Critical hit. Good job, Abella. Monstrosity's down. Find the sickle. Also going to take this guy's head too. The sound is really makes you think twice about doing it every time. It's this really effective, horrible noise. Dirty toilet paper, just what I wanted to put in my pocket. Dead body. It seems to be in a relatively fresh state of decomposition. Definitely safer than the guards in the first game. Definitely. The first part of this game, I think, other than the chance of infection, if you're not careful, the first part of this game is certainly significantly easier, apart from a few sort of trap enemies that you really want to try and avoid fighting. But the villagers and the headless dog creatures that I fought before seem to be, throughout all my playthroughs, to be pretty relatively safe, especially if you have a second party member. And that's not to say it's a bad thing that it's slightly easier, because I know for a fact the guards just stomped me time and time again, which I think is part of the first game's charm, but also it might be nice to remove some of that factor from the second game. And I also think maybe I'm making it look easy, but I can still assure you that I was killed just as many times in this section of the town, probably, or if not as many, then almost as many, at the hands of enemies that weren't villagers. So there's not much. So we got another soldier who we're not sure why he died. I think bulging in the corpse's pocket. Feel it out. Small booklet rolled up. You find Soldier's Diary 1, so you might as well read that too. Just read it outside. What's the harm? What backwater parts these dark corners of the earth really are. When I heard about this assignment, I figured the city of Trehaville was at least decent sized, and there would surely be some entertainment to be had with the local dancers and street girls. But alas, I'm not too keen on getting that comfy with the locals after sightseeing the city for a bit. Frankly, I'm baffled at how a city of this size has managed to stay so isolated from the neighbouring influences in modern times. The Trehaville folk still hold on tightly to religious rites as old as the Fellowship itself. The human sacrifices creep me out in this day and age. Even if I've seen the horrors of war, the crucifixes set around the city managed to send a chill down my spine. So, if you hadn't got the impression already that this town kind of sucks, it sucked before whatever disaster befell it. I'm gonna try force the door open. I don't know if it's possible with just the two of us. No, it is. We're victorious. In we go. Still a flimsy village door, I suppose. Breaking and entering. Already the moral decay is sorrow. Okay, that wasn't me. I didn't knock over the chair. I might be looting things, but I didn't knock over the chair. They can't blame me for that. Empty bucket and an empty suitcase. You're starting to see a pattern here. A lone all-myrrh crucifix hangs on the wall. So I do like how functionally, yeah, he sort of built this alternate history in the first game and then just really extended it in the second one. So yeah, you get a better sense of the wider world, I think, and it might also be more relatable to more people because the history of World War II is sort of more familiar to most people. Written in blood, arm yourself. The festival of Termina, the festival of blood, is upon us. Take the rifle on the wall? God, yes, take it. You take the rifle. The gun is loaded with a single 303 ammo. Okay, so we got a rifle now, which is good, but only one ammunition, so we're not going to be using that in a hurry. We would like to avoid just wasting it frivolously. So get some real atmosphere going here with the crows. Okay. So, is there anything around the corner here? We'll just have a wee nosy just before we go into this big manor. The sawing sound is weird because it's not correct for what it would actually sound like, but it's close enough to still send chills down my spine. Yeah, there's this really, even if it doesn't sound exactly like it, your brain can still associate the two things, and maybe the sense of the uncanny helps with that. That your brain sort of recognizes, oh, this isn't what I'd expect to hear, but it still works. It still functions for us. Search the urn for anything useful. Blue vial. Okay. So what are we at? So we're at 66, and our mind has dropped quite a bit. Check the bookshelf for anything interesting. Find the Alchemilla. Check the bookshelf. Find the Book of Enlightenment. Check the bookshelf. Find the Book of Fears. Brain just fills in the blanks. That's really how a lot of horror should work, I think. The moment you start to over-explain anything or pursue, in some instances, a misguided sense of realism, that everything must simulate authentically. I think that's where we start to really get problems with immersion, because you're starting to weigh things up against how they actually are, and inevitably it falls short. So when games find this middle point that I think this game does, where everything is like grungy and grimy enough to sort of feel real, but also not be real at the same time, you get this great dreamlike, haunting atmosphere, right? And that's what I like about these games so far, is that they have this compelling, dreamlike aura, this atmosphere, that is still grounded in this really bloody, horrible body horror, that is you've obviously seen lots of already in this game. 17th century poetry is left here open. The language has changed a great deal since then, and you don't bother seeing the effort right now. Not interested in poetry, huh? Fair enough. All right, you can have your vegetable pie. Yeah, horror is in the uncanny. Yeah, if you understand something fully, it's not as scary as it'd otherwise be if you didn't know. I think it's all to do with how we fill in the blanks, and sort of where the meeting point is. I think between what the game or what the story is telling us, what the text is telling us, and sort of what we can infer from what we've been told so far. So there's this tension between what we know and what we don't know, what we think to be true, and that what we think to be true is probably much scarier than anything the game can actually throw at you. The game just has to do a good job of that initial setup, I think. And that initial setup isn't always easy to pull off, but as always with a lot of stories, you fall into the trap of, I guess, like over-explaining stuff because you've got lots of cool ideas, but you do want to avoid over-explaining oneself because it can get pretty dangerous. Yeah, with intense levels of over-explanation. I think I did get another couple of blue vials. I'm going to use another one on myself. And do I have any? I've just got lavender. Yes, yeah, it's not very effective. Might wait till we find some alcohol, I suppose. I don't have any, do I? No, it only comes under. Yeah, it comes under healing. So yeah, the setup is pretty difficult, but when a text does manage to land that balance, I think you've got something really amazing on your hands. Wardrobe stores linen and bed sheets. Shelf has miscellaneous bottles and jars. It seems like the room has been used for rituals of some sort. Looks like there's someone not so friendly in here. Are we prepared to fight him? Let's see if we can give. So we don't actually want to give you that. We're going to keep you with the pipe wrench. But yeah, we are going to have to try and fight this fella so we can sleep here. An eerie silence precedes the dark priest before you. And I really like this enemy design. Just how quiet he is. Just how dangerous he is. So we're going to try and take out the arm first. If we can. So good, we got rid of that arm. The decrepit priest gives a sadistic wide grin. Just trying again. Take out his limbs so he can't cast any spells just as fast as possible. But looks like we weren't successful. That hurt. I think we took out the right arm. Alright, here we go. Come on, heads. Oh no. Priest grabs you violently by the throat. Throat is being crushed. Last thing you see. Damn. Instant kill, I think. Yep, and we get sacrificed. So you can see just how brutal the game is. Can't see your legs, but something feels broken down there. Does it? You feel excruciating pain in your legs. Look at the villagers. Nice happy family. You keep fading in and out of consciousness. Just got hugely unlucky there. You can't shake the idea. Your legs. And they're still dancing. You feel dizzy, lightheaded, and hopeless. And these dances really aren't anything to be happy about. You feel this is it for you. Finally left alone. Hi. Little help. Oh my. Let's get you down, my friend. There. It's not much, but at least you're patched up now. Yeah, that's a great consolation to me. Thank you very much. They're back already. Listen, I'll create a diversion, lead those poor people elsewhere. You have to get yourself out of here in the meanwhile. Here are your clothes and equipment. Get dressed quickly. I know it's a lot to ask, but do try your best, yes? I'll find you later. Just try to survive until then. You're up for it? But what about my legs? Well, I'm off. Good luck. Gee, thanks. I guess better than nothing, I suppose, but... Alright. So, we lost to Bella as well, I suppose. So we're doing alright against that guy. We just happened to get supremely unlucky. So, sorry, yeah, do you mind explaining the directions to me again? Alrighty. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, look, let's talk this out, alright? Hey, Blue Voices, how you doing? You tuned in at such a great time. He's doing so well. Try talking to the masked man, but his words are muffled by the gas mask. What was that? He was trying to answer you, but you cannot make any sense of his words because of the mask. Please don't. Please spare me. What are you talking about? He's trying to answer you, but you cannot make any sense of his words. Come on. Breathe. File is losing his cool because of your lack of understanding. Furiously, he lifts his mask. The mask seems to have melted on his face, partially, but underneath it you can see a row of sharp teeth grimacing at you. Okay. Please be luckier than I was before, otherwise I'm definitely dead. No! No more talking, only the vile survive. Ruh, take me. Think I'm definitely dead now. Got no chance. Atch. Tries to escape. There's no way I'm going to be able to escape. Nope. This is the end. No way I can get out of this one alive. Here he goes. Dead. Defeated. The mutilation arc completed before it began, really. Okay, so what we can do, we can go back through and do some of this stuff a bit more quickly this time. Now that we're caught up, so we want to skip the intro this time, and we'll just have a go again. So I was thinking, maybe I could have saved, but that's all right. Wake up suddenly, or just a dream. Maybe so. Seems to have stopped. So we could do the opposite way this time, just to sort of show you what the difference might be if we decide to go to the other side of town first and follow Karen instead of going straight to the bunker. Get to see the beginning. Get to know maybe vaguely what's happening. Search the luggage, find 4 shillings. Law time. Seats are perfectly suited for resting. Just need to clear out all the papers of the way first. Combat manual and Preheville map. So yeah, we'll do the opposite this time, I think. Man in the suit is talking to himself. Seems to be completely lost in his own thoughts. I'm late already. So late. Getting a real sense of deja vu here. Don't think there's much use just waiting for someone to come. You interrupted discussion? Oh, the Patches woke up. Yeah, what's going on? We'll run through this conversation again, but we'll make a few different decisions here and there. The train just stopped in the middle of nowhere. None of us really know why. Are we far away from the city of Preheville? Don't think it's too far away. Some other passengers already left towards the town, so I guess we are pretty close. Maybe? I wouldn't trust myself with these kinds of things. We are still thinking, what's our next move? Bad news. Something's not right with the engine. I mean, there isn't anything obviously wrong with it, but it simply won't start. Maybe if I had some spare parts, I could still try a thing or two. Oh, you're awake too. You were the last one to wake. What's your name? It's only polite to introduce yourself first. Tee-hee. Fair enough. I'm Abella. Nice to meet you. And good morning. My name is Marina. Tee-hee is such a good line of dialogue. My name is Olivia. Lovely to meet you all. Don't feel like I see many tee-hees in video game dialogues, so it's good to get some representation. You can call me August. Karen Sauer, a journalist on duty. Hey, I'm Heinrich. And that mystic gentleman over there in the lotus pose is Osar. It was Osar, right? That was just how awkward that moment is. I'm pretty sure it was. We were the first to wake up. I take it that we're done here. As much as I'd like it, I don't have time to play happy campers with you people. I have a job to do. Which way is the city? The city is north from here. You know the place, or is this just a hunch? Kids these days. I was navigating the Seven Seas as a wee lad already. Let's call it a very educated hunch. I had the most awful dream that you saved me from a horrible crucifixion, and then you just still left me to die about 10 seconds later, but that's all right. See that tall tower looming in the mist? That is what we call a landmark. You use one to orient yourself with the surroundings. In this case, the orienting is a fairly easy task, even for a city-dwelling metropolitan like you. That tower stands in the middle of the city. Just head towards it, and you're there in no time. And again, I think the slow pan, and you just sort of get to see just a little bit more of the city as the fog slightly dissipates. I think it's just a wonderful shot. One of the best in games in general, I think. Deep sigh. Thank you for these condescending instructions. They tell to respect your elders, but sometimes you guys make it very difficult. I think that line, actually sort of Channel's a bit of changeling for me, actually. Might explain why I like Karen so much as well. Before you go, should we go over the dream discussion with the new one too? The dream? You saw it too, right? Every one of us saw the same exact dream. The moon, the girl in a pink dress, the festival of Termina, all felt too real to pass off as just a dream. Not this talk again. We should have asked that army pig, that Bremen pig. He was in way too much of a hurry to leave. I bet he knew something. This smells like a sadistic army experiment. Sounds exactly like something Bremen army would be a part of. They had similar hallucinogens experimented on war prisoners. Now that the war is over, they have to get their guinea pigs elsewhere. This time, instead of saying what rubbish, we're going to try and agree with her. Sounds plausible. In any case, I'm going to be heading out now. I suggest you do the same. She wasn't expecting that agreement. Or don't. It's not my concern, really. But if I do find some people, I'll let them know you're around. Please don't. Day one. All right, so we're going to do the opposite of what we did before, and probably get to a save point earlier than we did before as well. So going in the other direction actually makes it harder for ourselves, but that's what we're going to do. I don't think we talked to Osa last time. What is it that you want? What business do you have here? Do you think I could have come here for the festival? You know what the festival is? I know about it. Secrets are painted on the wall, clear as the day. Not as clear as Prehevilian Day, of course. It's quite misty here today. Maybe there's some wisdom in that too. Need to write that down. Attack him, but that's illegal. Yeah, so there's this sort of the setup. Basically, you have this dream, and the prompt is that you can be the only survivor. So that's why we're getting this option to attack everyone else, which I think is a really good moral dilemma, because you either add them to your party at some stage, or you have to fight them. And it's the fact that you, for the most part, like opt into the fight yourself. Like it's a decision that you have to make. I think makes it a really effective moral decision, and also it's something that you're weighing up in gameplay terms as well, because it's hard to pass up recruiting a new party member, because as you may have noticed, things are very dangerous, even alone. Even with a party member, I meant to say, but especially so alone in this game. It's very easy to die, to sort of meet your end very innocuously and lose a lot of progress. But that's all right, because it gives me the opportunity to show off some other stuff. So we're just gonna go up this way instead, and we can approach the town from a different direction, and maybe we'll have better luck this time. Maybe if if our luck changes from our last run. We weren't particularly lucky. We didn't really get to open any chests that had anything in them, and we were killed by two incredibly unlucky 50-50 chances. Doubled my chances both times and failed both of them, so just wonderful. Normally I win those no problem, but I think because I was on stream, the game was like, okay, now's the time to really show you up, Here's where it gets interesting. The man is crying hysterically. He has scratch marks all over him. His skin is hanging loose on his cheekbones. What is going on here? What? We are the ones who survived. So we can attack him, and we can actually ask him more if we attack him. Talking can sometimes get you out of uncomfortable situations. Are you going to hurt me? No one's going to get hurt here. No, you got it wrong. I want you to. Please, just end this. Take it off, please. So this guy isn't going to attack me, but I guess we're going to fulfill his wish here. Throwing for views. You know me. I can feel it inside me, crawl under my skin. So the idea, you can make things easier, because normally hitting something in the head is an instant kill, but the head is pretty hard to hit. But if you take out the legs, I think it makes the head almost a guaranteed hit. I feel like pausing the battle to pull out a couple of coins is the equivalent to getting in a fight with a kid at school and challenging them to a Pokemon battle instead. Yeah, just as you're gearing up to really get into the thick of it, it's like, wait, let's settle this. In a scholarly, gentlemanly fashion. Time for a betting game. Time for some Pokemon. Alright, so you can see that the yellow bubble there has appeared. And if you get 3 rev up tokens, you get to attack twice. So sometimes it's worth saving up if you can survive that long. But you'll see that, yeah, he'll attack twice. So another pretty decent strategy. And you can fight and kill all of these people, but I might just leave the others for now. Just gonna do some more exploring. Got some tobacco from that one. And you want to avoid stepping on the bear traps because that's instant limb loss. And you saw how debilitating losing your legs is. You can be pursued and caught instantaneously every time, which unsurprisingly isn't very much fun for anyone involved except the enemy. Old rusty hatch here, so too dark down there, can't see anything but darkness. So we'll go down to this tunnel and have a wee look, shall we? Tunnel 5. Toolbox left here, found a pipe wrench. What else is going on? Shelves are full of spare parts, 2 shillings, scrap metal, saw blade. Door won't open, so we don't have the expertise. Abella has the expertise, but we don't have her with us this time. And that's all because she couldn't knock off that guy's arm quite in time. I imagine he was just a couple of hit points away from that, unfortunately. Okay. What we want to try and do is avoid getting seen by the rabid ones, because what they do is they can bite you and give you an infection, which can kill you pretty quickly if you don't have the right supplies. It's worth checking. I have one thing that will help me with that, so kind of want to avoid getting bit. Succeed on this one that's absolutely useless, but I got a rifle from it, so not all bad. Find an egg, okay. Alright, this looks like someone has nailed severed heads on the wall. Something about their placement suggests that they're here as a warning. Maybe we get that impression. Hello. The dark corner of the unwanted and the undesired, where they dumped the disease, stillborn, and now the moon scorched. Welcome, O fresh one. Welcome to the shit pit of Prayerville. Nice decoration you have here. Under the ever-watching eye of the dead. I want more, though. I want the one who swiped half the old town down, the woodsman. Then I want the one who condemned us down here. I want the filthy priest. Can't appreciate the decor, I see. No, apparently not, Not just for defense. Yeah. Stapled heads arranged in a vertical line, refuge. Stapled heads in a horizontal line, death. Exactly. It's the ancient code. I'll see what I can do. Show no remorse. Okay, and we're gonna... What is going on here? I want some answers. The high priest of the city, they want to have their cake both ways. They spit on us and condemn our depraved ways. When the time comes for the ceremonial gifts to their unknown gods, they take their elevator down here. So we got some pretty depraved, abusive power. So nothing new. Just gonna try avoid that guy. Yep. Find a mushroom, find a beer, find a cloth fragment. Nothing interesting in the bucket. There you go, wheat flour. We'll see if this guy turns around and we can sneak past him. Fortunately, they're not very observant, given half of their face has been burned off by the moon or by madness. Hello, Karen. Lovely day we're having. It's you! Just what the hell is going on in this town? I love how you can... What do you mean? What? You must have seen the shape these slums are in, the shape the people are in. Oh, that, right, of course. This scoop just became a lot bigger. I have to be careful what I wish for in the future. What do we do now? We don't do anything. I work alone. I have a scoop to investigate. Now the stakes just got higher, that's all. It won't be safe alone. Are you worried about me or yourself? I'm sorry, but you'd probably be a lot safer if you just returned to the train. Wow. You found a meat pie. You found a bottle of beer. Meat pie. Small key, carrot. Okay. Into the derelict house. Avoiding these various bear traps. This must be the television room. The entire room is focused on this television set. Too bad it's useless because of the lack of electricity. Yeah, really felt like sitting down and watching some TV right now. What a shame. Okay, we can see two people having a very pleasant meal. Just gonna hoof it past them. I'm gonna try. I don't really want to get shot today. Again. Okay. Nope, gonna get caught by him. Okay. Villager raises his scythe and takes an aggressive stance. The situation got dangerous all of a sudden. What is going on here? Your words are in vain. The villager is clearly out for blood. Well, not going to be out for blood much longer without his wee thing there. Disarm the bear trap the best way I know how by stabbing it. And we'll just go for the torso again. I think it is the safest move. We'll rev up again, get the 2 attacks in. Didn't even need them, but there we go. Done is victorious. So yeah, the first game didn't have the rev up stuff, but I think it's a really good addition. Tactically, you sort of wonder whether you cash it in for bigger damage or whether you save it up for a double attack. But some enemies are so dangerous that you can't afford to wait. Small booklet, so we get the soldier's diary again. I don't think I'll be able to smash open that just yet. Find the meat mallet, find the red herb, find a shotgun shell. Ooh, there's a haunting noise. Okay, so if we keep going, we're going to try and go through the manor this time without being killed by the decrepit priest. As much as I like him as an enemy, he's a very effective, just sort of imposing, soundless force. The fact that he doesn't speak, I think, seems to make him a much more effective enemy. It's amazing how the moment a villain talks, they've really got to make their words count, because it's so easy to sort of lose all respect for a villain, I think, very quickly when they start to explain their motives, and you can sort of start to unpick why they're doing what they're doing. Sometimes the most effective villain is the kind of just imposing natural force, I think. Check the bookshelf for anything interesting. Nothing worthwhile. 4 ages of modern history. Yeah, just having this character who doesn't speak loom over you, or sort of follow you around. The kind of stalker enemy, I think, is really more effective than some people give it credit for. It can be cool to have a villain with a cool motivation, but sometimes you just want the villain to shut up and keep it to themselves, I think. Okay, so this time round we found Heinrich here, okay. For Olmer's sake. You startled me. Don't go sneaking up on me like that, Doc. Now, if you'd excuse me... Hey, where are you going? Go. Alright, fine. Just wander off, a bit rude. Thought we were going to have a nice conversation. Just going to loot this place of all its food. Search the urn from anything useful. Find a small key. Hi, Urban Mouser 2. Like Nemesis from Resident Evil. Exactly, yeah. Sort of just having this almost a force of nature that, yeah, you can't really understand. The sort of inscrutable figure, I think, can be more interesting and more frightening within a horror context than having someone explain themselves. Yeah, oh, you're doing all this evil stuff because a girl didn't like you. You can sort of, that sounds a bit silly, or people can make fun of that. People can unpick that later. But if an enemy doesn't appear to have any discernible human motivation, that makes them more frightening, inherently more frightening, I think. His eyes are darting around the ceiling. He is seemingly distressed. What are you doing here? Can you hear that? I can hear a clock, but I can't see the goddamn thing. I think, yeah, we sort of, it's not to say that villains should always remain inscrutable, because I think that would be pretty boring too. But the big example that comes to mind is, I think, Mass Effect, the Reapers. The Reapers obviously were much better in the first game when they were this sort of Lovecraftian nightmare fused with science fiction, and you really get this great sense that they're this unstoppable power. But just the more you learn about them, the sillier they get. And I think that's why the ending to those games was so frustrating, because they over-explained it to such a degree that you could actually start to undermine the motivations and realize that they didn't make any sense, which is fine, because a villain with motivations who doesn't make sense can be entertaining. But it's just a shame when you start from such an intimidating place and then move all the way down the scale to incredibly stupid. You can't help but feel something's been lost there. But the idea of like an insane, I don't know, insane uh, enemy is also pretty interesting. I can smell rosemary and garlic. I'm starving. He's got a crazy expression on his face. You notice his eyes gazing right through you. Can smell it, definitely. You can't fool me. Snap out of it. Oh. Oh. Sorry about that. I don't know what got into me. That was easy. First, I was just lost in my thoughts, but next, those thoughts consumed me. There's something wrong about this place. You don't say. I came here to find something to eat. Not just for me, of course. Food for the people at the train. Figured that could be my way of helping everyone in the situation. You saw all the food at the dinner table. This used to be the mayor's manor. He must have stashed the food somewhere. Help me find the food storage. We'll be out of here. You got it, buddy. Is there anything else you have to say? Any ideas where the food storage could be? No idea. Let me know if you find anything. How did you get here? It's dangerous outside. Same way you got here? What kind of question is that? But you're right. It is dangerous. What the hell is wrong with the people of this godforsaken place? Yeah, well, it would have been nice if, anyone bothered to help me, but that's all right. That's fine. Not bitter about that at all. Karen just flatly refusing me. Gonna move past this guy this time around. Just gonna go down the ladder first and see what we can do without running into him. You find an egg. You find a meat pie. Another meat pie. Blue herb. All this stuff never hurts. Take the leather armor. Find the mana key. Wooden chest. Go tails this time. This is probably the one time I'll get heads. No, look at that. Find a sickle, which is not that useful. That's alright. Alright, so if we head back upstairs, trying to avoid the priest, because he sucks. I don't like him very much. Tableware, just collecting dust. Find 2 shillings. Use the mana key. Check the bookshelf. Find the truth under the moonlight. Don't want to sleep here because the priest is still alive. And he'll probably interrupt. Let's go down here. Wonder who that noise was. Totally not the priest. No, he's fine. Not following us at all. Find the Book of Enlightenment. Great. Wooden chest. Bad luck. Chest is empty. Find an egg. Find a mushroom stew. Find a duct tape. I love duct tape. This universe's brand of duct tape. Use the mana key. Gonna go down here. Get a sound of a heartbeat down here, which isn't foreboding in the slightest. Shelves are full of spare parts for different machinery. Find a saw blade. Door is locked from the other side. Can't force the door open just by myself, I don't think. There's some dried up light mucus in the bottom of the barrel. It's stuck there. You can't seem to scrape it off. Okay. We go this way. Pressure plate. Rotten meat. Oh, this looks promising. Basket full of potatoes and lettuce. They're no use without cooking. This must be the food storage of the old town. Basket full of potatoes and lettuce. They're no use without cooking. Well, that didn't stop you eating a raw tomato last time, but that's alright. Find a white vial. That'll help if we get black vomited on again. Was there anything up here? Yeah, no use without cooking. Yeah, says the man who ate a tomato. It's slightly fussy of him. Oh no, fine to eat a tomato, but the moment raw lettuce. I couldn't eat that. Yeah. It's an excellent question. Apparently Dan just has psychotic taste in food. I found the food storage. You did? Lead the way. Back down we go. Jackpot. This is it. Cooking lettuce just gets you less lettuce. Yes. Oh, this stuff, it's the famous Bohemian truffle. The mayor must have gathered all this together when shit hit the fan. You could barricade yourself here for months with this much goodies around. I'll pick up the ingredients for a great dinner for how many people? Maybe 14, just in case. Yeah. Hey, I also found something interesting. Maybe you'll find use for these. You get the sewer keys. Figure you could get to the city with these. In any case, I'll see you back at the train in a minute. Don't forget to join the dinner. Oh, yeah, no, would love to. Do you have anything else to say? See you back at the train in a minute. What's for dinner? Don't know yet. Need to browse the selection first. Okay, well, good luck making it back with an incredible amount of groceries by yourself, but if you want to meet back at the train alone, then sure. What we're going to do, I'm going to try and head back through. So we can't really head back through the other way because we alerted those other two villages. So we're going to have to head through the basement way. And we're going to have to try and make it back to the train without alerting anybody or getting caught. Let me cook out all the water from this plant that's 90% water. He's a great chef. He really knows what he's doing. You can trust him. Find another white vial. I think just every fridge must have a white vial in it, as far as I'm concerned, which isn't a bad thing. Random junk on the shelf, papers, files, and folders. Hello, someone here. Hey, you okay? He's gonna run away again. Okay. Keep an eye out for him again. Might crop up again later. Bad. Nothing more embarrassing than eating shrunken vegetables. Find occult grimoires. The altar of the new gods. To appease the ones sitting at the grand hall, must put forward a worthy offering. Bone saw here. Take the bone saw. It's called a salad. You can eat those things raw, believe it or not. Nothing worthwhile on that bookshelf. Glass shards, always helpful. Nothing again. Steam and some sad, limp bits of lettuce. I can think of nothing that I would like more than a stressful situation than to eat an even more depressing meal for the depressing surroundings. Okay, I'm just gonna double check. No, so I still want the scalpel, do I? Or the meat. Yeah, we'll try the meat mallet maybe. Yeah, we'll try that. I'm sure it'll be just as surgical against these two lovely people. Alright, here we go. Gonna get killed again immediately. Oh, phew. Dodge the psychotic villager. Club one arm off. Still get stabbed, start bleeding. If we take our other arm off, we should be fine. And get infected as well. So that was an incredible whammy there of status effects that we just got given. And tackled as well. Oh. Dan was victorious. I like how we've prompted some serious discussions about cooking after the disastrous opinions voiced in this game. Gonna eat the meat pie. Gonna heal that. I have the thing I need. Gonna have a blue vial as well. I'm gonna see if I get infected by this fella before. Oh dear. What do you know? Yeah. Off to a great start. Good job. Good job, Dan. It's because you didn't have your sad lettuce. Set up the bear trap. Smash the bear trap. That makes more sense than stabbing it with a scalpel, I think. Alright, rev up. Hungry Games analysis. Damn right. That's what we're all here for. We're all just actually really hungry. Just hoping that Horror Games will give us a good recipe. Did I find a recipe book in this game yet? Does no one remember the horror of being forced to eat vegetables? To eat healthy? How dare they? dare they force me to eat healthy? Outrageous. Scrap metal. Nothing important there. So I'm going to use my herb here on that. Favorite food as a kid was salad. So no. I don't know what everyone has against. I didn't mind vegetables when I was younger either. I'm afraid, yeah. Maybe Yovios, we just happen to be alien beings. I'm not sure. Find a cloth fragment. Yeah, we've got a bit of an alien chat maybe here, or maybe Yovios is the outlier. I don't know. Find a light blue vial. Okay. Oh god. Excuse me. Nope. Don't want to deal with you right now. Mushroom stew, shotgun shell. Finding a lot of food here, so we shouldn't have any shortage. Empty bucket with some grimy stains. Empty bucket, syringe of heroin. Perfect. Just what I needed. That'll liven up the stew, won't it? The doorway is boarded up from outside. Is it to keep something in? Looks like something is standing still in the darkness. Vegetables are fine if you have parents who can cook them properly. Yeah, that's fair actually. It's all, as with many things, it's all down to how it's prepared and how expert the chef is. I know that there's, much like teaching, I suppose. Depends on how good the teacher is, how good the lesson's going to turn out, how good the chef is. Depends on how good the dish is going to turn out. But I suppose some dishes are just inherently seem to me a bad idea. But I'm not exactly a master chef or anything. Pick up another green herb. So it's really important to gather as many of these as possible, I think. Poor dead villagers there. Alright. I really love the ambience for the forest in particular. I think I really like the droning and the sort of rusty, I guess like windmills and weather vanes that sort of sound like they're going on in the background here. It's really the perfect atmosphere for the kind of visuals that we're seeing here. Really deeply affecting. So yeah, you'll notice we came back. We came back the other way, but this time we're actually going to sleep. Find a paprika. Find another paprika. And let's see. Thanksgiving is the best. I have no Thanksgiving opinions to offer, I'm afraid. You're just in time for the dinner. Dinner sounds good. You finished your dinner. It was surprisingly tasty. So how was it? Very tasty. Guess I could have tweaked the spice mix a bit. Glad you found it passable, though. Heinrich looks happy with your reaction. Pleasure to be of service. Thanksgiving foods are trash. I said it. Blue voices out here just coming out swinging. Elders left for the city. Guess they grew tired of waiting, but they did say that they'd find help as soon as possible. My policy is neither pro-Thanksgiving nor anti-Thanksgiving. I'm a Thanksgiving centrist. I think I'm probably going to have to stand on the sidelines here with Yove Ost. I have literally nothing to contribute to a Thanksgiving discussion, as I've never celebrated a Thanksgiving. Others left for the city. Guess they grew tired of waiting. They did say they'd find help as soon as possible. Decided to stay at the train. There's something bad going on. Bad? What do you mean? I was attacked by the locals. What? Attacked? Are you alright? I don't know what to make of this. The mist already carried a foul odor and terrible sounds. That's why we got inside. I'm worried about the others. Would you go look for them? I don't think they've gotten far yet. Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Overmouser, for the follow. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me on the ride. Really appreciate it. Cherry is trash, though, right? But it's hard to go wrong with a good. You had to go wrong with a good apple pie. I can't agree with that. baked a few around Christmas time. Yeah, it turned out really well, actually, considering I don't normally bake that kind of thing. Percolo, welcome back. I take it that you are now acquainted with most of your fellow contestants. Keep up the pace. The festival won't last forever. Just what is going on? Since the 14 of you are such late additions to the party, your days are already running short. The festival will see its climax in just 3 days. Can't believe some people think apple pies are just too basic, as if basic is bad. Exactly. I think the same goes for a lot of things, really. The horror is much the same. Keep the core idea simple. It's just like an horror is just like an apple pie. That's the analogy I'm going with today. If you just keep it simple, then everything will be more effective. The simple flavors will be more effective, right? If you don't pile on all these ideas, I was having this discussion just earlier today in terms of writing with a friend. If you don't pile on all these ideas, then the thing that you're writing will come out better because you've got these simple ideas that are going to come straight to the forefront rather than fighting each other for attention. Pile on ideas. Thank you for that, Blue Voices. If you weren't here, we wouldn't have that. Can we have a round of applause? Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'm very disappointed I didn't lean into that one myself. Festival will see its climax in just 3 days. That is how long you have time. Use it wisely. Time to do what? To gut, scheme, and revel in the bloody remains of your rival contestants. It is a simple festival at its core. Do you mean I have to kill other contestants? What you do and what you don't do is entirely up to you, of course. Do you want to kill your fellow contestants? I really like this ambiguity. He's not directly telling you to do this, but this deep uncertainty. Enough about that. Let us proceed to the services I can provide. How may I best aid you in your quest? We've got this enormous skill tree. You can sort of see just how remarkable it is. How many different skills there are to learn, how deep the game is mechanically. And I have no points to spend at the moment. So I neglected to get any, but that's alright. So we'll save the game here. So we've got one thing so far. My best age your quest. Leave. Oatmeal raisin is the best cookie. The haters can stick their chocolate chip if they love it so much. Oatmeal and oatmeal cookies. You can't believe now you're making me really hungry. You're trying to get me really deep into the fear and hunger experience, right? Now I'm actually hungry. Fear and hunger. All obtained just by people talking about food. Good evening. It's Kita Tanaka. Good to make your acquaintance. We didn't get to talk before, but I'm one of the passengers of the train as well. We're still waiting for anyone to come for the train, but I'm not so hopeful about that anymore. You saw the locals? There's something vile going on here. This is truly a cursed part of the world. People butcher each other here without a second's thought. What do you think is going on here? I don't know these areas very well. You don't suppose people are just wild savages here? No, never mind that silly assumption. There is some kind of vile magic in play here. People don't look like that naturally. Not to mention the evil omen everyone got in their sleep. Still waiting for anyone to come to the train. Oops, I didn't mean to click that one. That's right, we'll leave them there. Get to turn down the game, I can't focus on the cookie discussion. Yeah, I'll just shut the game off, just leave a black screen. I won't even talk anymore. I'll just leave you guys to discuss cookies. Genuinely hate raisins. We all have personal tastes. No accounting for taste, isn't that the old saying? Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna try and get past the woodsman here. And we're gonna try and go to the bunker, and we're just gonna have a look at that now that we've saved. So we're in a pretty good spot. We've got the sewer key. And if we die in here, we've at least made some progress. Unfortunately, the woodsman there is very slow. Taste accountants would disagree. Got people really compiling taste, calculating it. Travis hates oatmeal raisin cookies. Yeah, that I remember that scene in Silent Hill Origins. I think that was right after he punched that old woman off the cliff. He turned to the screen and just said, I hate oatmeal raisin cookies." I can't believe he said that. It's really something. You'd think he'd have more tact than that, but you can't trust a guy like that, I suppose. Just turn straight to the camera as well. Like, yeah. Well, his Silent Hill Origins did not get a sequel, so fortunately, yeah, we don't have to put up with his oatmeal raisin cookie hating anymore. But I can always play the game again just to bring him back for everyone's sheer enjoyment, because I know how much everyone loved his character. Heal here. Oatmeal raisin cookies are actual garbage, said Travis. His spittle flies from his lips and his cheeks turn an alarming shade of beet red. He slams his fist emphatically on the table and then slowly withdraws from his coat 3 televisions, an IV drip, 7 different pool cues, and he proceeds to smash all of them just to display how horrible a person he truly is. There's an old rusty hatch here. Open it. The smell of rot strikes immediately on opening the hatch, but no Abella this time. It seems to be some kind of maintenance tunnel going deep underground. Go down. Sorry, yeah, we ended up with a serious hatred of Travis after Silent Hill Origins. Just in case you're wondering what exactly we're talking about, he was quite a character. We got very attached to him. Can we all just appreciate all cookies if they taste good? Agreed. It's pretty simple. We can all live in cookie harmony, right? Nothing wrong with that. Make make peace, not war, between all the different cookie nations. The world needs more food love, not food hate. If we all just stand together, you know. We both like cookies. That's the same thing. All cookies are good. Any other opinion is objectively wrong. Exactly. It's got the 2 gasoline canisters. But if Tanaka's not down here getting killed, then something else is obviously down here, and it's very loud. Lucky coin. Nothing in there. 3 shillings. 2 shillings. All cookies good. All cookies good. That's got to be the new anthem. First this channel was conquered by the United States military and then NASCAR, and now I don't know what it would be, the International Cookie Council. Can't eat nut cookies. Can't have an oddly visceral take on a very specific genre of cookie. Fear and Hunger 3, all cookies good. Exactly, that's the sequel we're all asking for. And the only food in that game will be cookies. Simply speaking. Alright, let's go up here. What could possibly go wrong? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a big enemy. How about we don't do that? How about we go the long way around? Yes, that sounds good to me. Good idea, Don. Yeah, genius. Good thinking. Probably still going to get caught anyway. So that's... Yep, what do you know? Hey, back off, buddy. Come on, we're friends here. Yeah, what are you going to do, huh? Can't fit through the door, huh? The protagonist eats cookie dough raw. Proceeds to comment on how weird it is to eat lettuce uncooked. It's the plot. It's the plot we all need. How am I going to get past this creature? Empty, somewhat rusty bucket. I presume if I just keep going back this way, it's just going to keep... Like, is it smart enough to just keep circling round? I presume so. I'm gonna go quick. Get in the elevator. Get in the elevator. Oh, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I can't ride in the elevator, right? All fine. All good. No problems here. You can feel the walls closing in on you. Oh, gotta admit that one got me, alright? That one got me. Alright. Gonna grab this key here. Find the eagle brass key. Turn on this thing. And now we're gonna interact with this. And hopefully we're not gonna run into giant elephant head. And I do like this horrible representation of whatever machine it was we turned on. You have no idea what it is you're looking at. Whatever it is pulsing erratically. Reminds me of the big worm from Silent Hill 4 that randomly appears from time to time. McDonald's pink slime generator. Oh, that's what it is. So you're writing the lore wiki for this one too, right? Yeah, Viast, I hope you are. You got to compile all this stuff. Just that Dan has no taste in vegetables, and that this other world produces pink slime. Okay, we got to get out of here somehow. Just got to keep climbing, I think, and hope we don't run into any monsters, because, again, just me by myself, so I don't really like my chances, to be honest. I think this is it. The Fanon wiki is developing along nicely. Cool, we're still adding to HGA lore. Good. Ooh, you made it out alive. Good boy. Stay away. Take it easy, good doctor. I saw you sleeping at the train already. If I wanted you dead, you'd still be in your deep slumber. I take it you found the key for the city gates? Oh yes, that's the one with the eagle. Good, good. I would have gotten it myself, but you never know what lurks in the deeper depths of the soil. Besides, the festival is only at its beginning. Don't want to do anything too risque just yet. Now, I know you can be a reasonable person, so would you please open those city gates? I've got some other business to attend to. So I'd be killing you later. I mean, seeing you later. Okay. But unlike last time, I don't know if there's a way to get that other key. If there is, I'm not sure. So we basically just did that as an exercise to sort of explore and see what changes. So you get that monster instead of the clown, and no party member. So the other way technically easier, but it still ended pretty horribly for us. So what we can try and do is make our way through the sewer. So we could potentially do that. I'm not sure if there's any, because you can ask this fine person here, Wheeze Wheeze Cough, trying to get you behind the town of Preheville, are we? The nurse Termina Kaiser blocked the place off. It's off limits. Who got the gate keys? The old mayor of the old town got one. Meddled with them army boys. Though I heard the mayor kicked the bucket. New one got there just now. Not that we got him elections. The other is with the Mino Kaiser. They got some business. Got some business at the forest. Shady business. So we got one, but not the other. And we can't force the gate open there. I like the idea of a pink slime generator. Not that you're putting anything to make pink slime. The machine just generates pink slime. Where does the slime come from? Who knows? Sounds about right for Macca's, yeah. The general eldritch horror of McDonald's, I think, really comes through in that idea. It's what we like to see, you know. It's exactly what we're all keen for. The eldritch McDonald's slime. Can I avoid the woodsman? I don't know. I can, but only because he's so slow. So if we go back here, go back to the train, I think, for a little while. So once we've made our way back there, head through the sewers. We're going to try. I know I've tried before and I've just been killed, which is probably what's going to happen to me again here. But, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So what we can do, we can save again. So that'll advance us tonight. But again, like we have a save from before where we just have the sewer keys, which is all we really need. But we'll save here again just to sort of keep our options open and be strategic about it, So we're back to our dream area. So far, no one has died. The tower, hit to the tower. Save. Leave. So I'll play for probably another half an hour, 40 minutes, I'm thinking. Pink slime is materialized on the spot, atom by atom, by our 100% green energy pink slime generator. Any investors? That would be, I think you would get some investors if you found a way to materialize something from nothing. I think you'd be you'd be a magician. I was going to say alchemist, but I think an alchemist, the rule of that is just as Dan's backstory in this game described, is that something cannot come from nothing. So I'm going to run up here. I'm going to probably get attacked if we're not quick. Use the sewer keys, yes. 20k channel points, you'd be rich. Okay, so I have no idea where I'm going in the sewers, so I'm pretty rife to just be killed for no good reason, as usual. So we can actually go into this one. For an extra 2k, you'll unlock my next Patreon tier. Use it. Might as well open it and have a look through. We'll see what we can do here. Chest is empty. Don't mind the barrels that say liquefied person. That's just what we make the burgers out of. Yeah, no stress there. That's we don't use the barrels for that anymore, do we? Oh crap. Okay. Here we go. So here's where things maybe get a little bit troubling. Yeah, just gotta hope for that with that kind of enemy. Severed arm and a leg. Ugh. And I really don't want to fight those big guys because they're really hard to kill. I've never killed one so far. They seem really dangerous. But hopefully we can get out of here. The smell of filth and feces is almost too overwhelming. Okay, let's get out of here. Really don't like this place very much. Kind of grim. Just kind of, not really my atmosphere. But the game does such a good job at building that atmosphere, at making every new location feel slightly different and dark and decrepit, but also in new ways. So you never feel like you're bored with what you're discovering. There's always something new to look at, which I think is the amazing thing about a game that's set in this really bleak, horrible cityscape that you feel like you're exploring. A really vibrant area, Central Prehival. We've come up inside the city. It's another syringe of heroin. I don't really like my chances here in the middle of the night, to be perfectly honest with you. So where are we according to the map? So, alright, so we're all the way over here. See if we can get anywhere from here. I don't know if we can. We're trapped in this. No, we can wiggle our way through here. Oh. Okay. So this guy caught us first, which is not good either. So with one party member, I may also just be fucked, because he can attack many times and do a lot of damage and just outpace me basically in every way. I mean, I could take this and then just hope I can. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to outpace him. I don't think he's going to kill me. But so is the clown. Yep, dead. Alright, we'll try that again. Not having much luck here, are we? Are we doing? Not much luck at all. Go back to the save. So we've advanced a bit less time, so we don't have to navigate at night either. So go back out. Yeah, but we always have that other save that we can go to if need be. So we're having perfectly reasoned discussions there in the chat about sustainable and ethical food sources. Just this is the kind of thing I suppose Fear and Hunger inspires. Or my chat, I'm not sure which. Maybe a nice combination of both. Nice to be, like a place where we can go to have reasonable discussions. That's what I'm here for. Okay, use the sewer keys real quick. Alright, so we are making change in our society better than the politicians could ever dream of. Ain't that the truth? Gotta, start grassroots activism right here. That's where that's where it begins. That's how Soylent Green got off the ground in the first place. Try and go the same way if I remember which way to go. But I'll probably just get caught by the bloody clown again. He's a pretty dangerous enemy, but he is one of my favorites. Try and avoid him. I think we might have the same situation as last time, will we? I don't know. I won't even have to fight that guy this time. Played it cool. Okay. So, fella slides down there. I remember that. Go up, then left. And then up. And then, I guess, down. Arm guards, glass file. I'm going to put the arm guards on. I think they stopped they stopped me losing limbs. Put the meat mallet back. I'm not sure. Okay, good. The monster's going that way. So those monsters are called neighbors, and they're sort of reminiscent of Silent Hill 3's both the Slurper and the Closer enemies, because they've got these big mallets for hands, big sack mallets. Okay, I'm gonna go up this way instead this time. So the bobbies are really hard to kill when you're by yourself. So the goal is just not to fight them in the first place, if that is possible. But that is not always possible because the streets are very narrow. We have to have these discussions before the clone meat industry becomes a thing. Absolutely. What will we ethically allow? Pink slime is ethical because it materializes from nothing. Exactly. God. Gonna need to do that, and then I'm gonna try run away. Yeah, with one party member, it's pretty difficult. I've really got the one shot to try and run. Unable to escape. Yep, dead again. Unless I dodge all three. No. Sometimes I look at store-bought chicken and think to myself, chicken doesn't look like that. Yeah. So if we leave, go back through again, see what we can do. Maybe there's a different entrance or a different exit we want to try. Or can we recruit anyone from the train yet? I don't think we can. Because I presume Heinrich doesn't want to... Where is he? Hello. Evening. No one came for the train yet? Obviously not. There's something very odd about the situation. I would like to know what store you happen to be buying a chicken at, because it does sound slightly concerning. Are you sure it says chicken and not like some kind of mythical creature? Sounds like it's probably an endangered animal kind of scenario, what you're describing to me. what you're describing to me there. Just, maybe sort of check with the butchery department. See what animals they're importing. Maybe it's the ancient, hopefully it's not the ancient poisonous lizards that you've been buying, because that would be bad, suffice it to say. Rancid smell. Let's go back through. I think we still want to try and make it through this door here. Pink slime generators absorb ambient life force. Yeah, I think that's a pretty depressingly accurate statement, that if that was what was actually happening, yeah, pay increase of 10 cents. That'll do, I reckon. Unlucky that time. I'm having the best luck in general, to be honest. Dawn was victorious. Don't really feel like it. Being mutilated here. Healing. Got a few green herbs now. Can use those. When you're in a rush, chicken and fourth dimensional demonic beast look very similar. Yeah, I guess so. You don't. In today's busy society, you don't really have time to check all the packaging and all that kind of thing, and whether it's been ethically sourced from the seventh level of hell or not. It's yeah, it's just one of those things. You can't really begrudge a modern member of society for for thinking that way, surely. And doesn't even look like I can go any other way, to be perfectly honest. So we'll try the same thing again. One more try. Glass vial. I would like to make this way work, because I don't often try it. I'm glad they eliminated battery caged demonic beast meat, at least. At least, they have some compassion, some recognition that that's what people want these days. Is ethically sourced food, and hell has to provide that if they want to stay relevant, in today's modern society. Can't get up there, can I? That's like up on a ledge, isn't it? It is. Yes. Avoid the Bobby. Avoid the Bobby. I hate the Bobby. They're alright if you got a full party, but absolutely brutal otherwise. Here comes the clown. Bring out the clowns. Ah, crap. Needles looks at you straight in the eyes as his expression becomes more serious. Eat glass. Shit, I still got injected. Yeah, he's a friendly fella, isn't he? How do you keep injecting me with mystery liquid if you're blind? I'm just gonna try go for the torso and whittle him down. God, getting brutalized out here again. Do I need to use... He's still blind. He's just managed to hit me. I'm gonna have some healing. Miss. He's just getting lucky. Okay. And I'll heal myself up properly after the fight. Just gotta try beat him. Just ready to syringe. Here we go. This is where we die again. Oh, thank goodness. Dodge the syringe of the needles. Rev up. Let's finish him off real quick, hopefully. Unstoppable. Miss, yeah, you can't get me with that shit, but apparently you can get me with that for some stupid reason. You suck. Okay, what do I want? Whoa, I don't want to use that right now. get rid of the bleeding status effect. But since I only have the one white vial, I don't want to use it to cure my poison until I've actually beaten him. Right, let's go again. Yes, got him. Alright, we got the clown. 3 syringes of heroin from that. The body of Needles feels muscular and tense, even after his apparent death. It feels especially gratifying, kicking his lifeless body. Yeah, he's not a fun enemy. He's got a lot of health, but fortunately I was able to beat him just by myself. No, this isn't safe. Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in that. I have my green herb as well, and I don't really have any. Do some healing there. I guess we'll do one more. Okay. I really want to find a way to get past these bobbies because they're so bloody hard to avoid. Can I, like, cycle them up around here a bit? Oh, not especially. Yes, I can. Just really quick I can. Okay, so if we go down this way, quickly loot this. Matches, chalk. Okay, we're almost there. We just got to avoid. I think there's one more bobby in the way between us and the town gate. And knowing me, I'm going to get bloody caught by him. Blue vial. This is probably my favorite bit of the soundtrack here. It's really ghostly, wailing. Really great. The air stands still. Everything feels eerily peaceful. Just gonna, take a minute, I think. Glass shards. Alright. Pretty decent condition. Someone has just emptied the refrigerator, something on the bottom shelf, another white vial. Okay, so we're actually inside the city, which is pretty good. Considering I took the less optimal path, in my opinion. The fact we actually made it is something to be proud of, and the fact that we defeated Needles too. Unlock this. Gasoline canister always seems to be pretty useful. Lucky coin, saw blade, vegetable pie, pipe wrench, 2 shillings, carrot. Okay. So now that we got the city unlocked, I'm gonna try, now that we got some wine as well, because our mind is getting a bit low. Now that we've got that, we're gonna head back. To the train and save one more time. And just because, we're doing a bit of an experimental sort of showcase playthrough just to sort of show you bits and bobs and really appreciate what works about the game. The lucky coins also shillings that happen to have lucky properties. I'm not actually sure if they count as money. I don't think they do. I think they're separate from the currency. They happen to be other coins that you can pick up and collect. Okay. I think, what does this mean? Yeah, we have to dodge the woodsman one more time, I think. It's very possible that I could still be killed by the bloody woodsman. The lucky coins are chocolate. Yeah, after you succeed, you feel this irresistible urge to eat them, which is problematic. There he is. He's sort of blocking the way a wee bit. Sprint past him when he's not looking. So I think, I wrote about this in the post that I did for this game, but I think the most effective part of it is how the violence functions. I think there's a real, not earnestness, but I suppose sort of a real aspect of reality just to how sort of sharp and quick each of the fights are. I mean, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to be killed in this game. You sort of lose yourself pretty quickly. Or you can. The tide of battle can turn against you remarkably fast. Rest for a bit. But And I think it's the deliberate act in the case of fighting other human enemies, um, or other humans. I think the deliberate act of choosing to commit that violence is something really special, really deliberate. Save it here again. So we got a number of saves that we can draw on now that we can sort of flit back and forth between if we have to. So now we're on day 2, under the sulfur sun. They melted. Oh, everyone's gone. Just leave me sleeping in the train by myself, as usual. Just in time for dinner. Found a restaurant from the city. I thought you'd be interested in it. Oh, you did? It'd be pretty interesting to try and cook something more advanced. You can only do so much in a primitive camping setting. Where was the place? Explain the location of the restaurant. At the big staircase leading to the city? It's abandoned like you say. I might have to go and take a look. Thanks for letting me know. No problem, buddy. Oh, hi. What are you sitting here for? I got bored just sitting inside. The forest bed already fascinated me yesterday, and I just had to inspect it closer. I'm a botanist, you see. Bohemia's got a rich and unique flora. I've read quite a bit about it. It's a different thing to finally see it in real life. I've already spotted some wild dagger over there. It's a plant that simply doesn't grow in Europa. Usually I'd expect someone to have planted it here. It looks to be growing here naturally. Why are you still waiting at the train? Actually, there is a reason why I can't exactly leave this train. I have a condition where my legs don't function properly. I'll spare you the details, but suffice it to say, it makes the situation we are in even more troublesome. What condition is it? Oh, right, you're a doctor. When I was 15, they discovered a vascular myelopathy around my spinal cord. It caused multiple strokes. To fix it, I had a long operation done to me. Unfortunately, it didn't go too well, and these are the results. They did try and fix me up with medicine afterwards, but it was no use. Apparently, there's only so much you can do with those skills. I do like how you get some good representation of people. There's a good diversity in the cast, I think, in this game, which I really appreciate. Just remembered since I was playing it yesterday. Did you ever get around to checking out Neo Scavenger? Not yet. Far too many things to do. But I would still love to. But I think this is sort of the game. Whenever I've had a spare moment, I've been playing this really. This and Yakuza actually, but no, it's still on the list of things to play. Just happens to be a terrifyingly long list. Gonna try to take his arm off. Didn't work. Might be fucked. Not looking good. Gonna get rid of this. You missed. I did happen to lose my arm, but you missed, so I'm inherently the better combatant. Just rev up first. This really doesn't do much damage against him. Come on, this really isn't necessary. We can be friends here. Yeah, really not doing so fabulously, to be perfectly honest with you. Don't eat the berries unless you have botany. That's good advice, I think. Sound advice. Got him. Alright. Yeah, really not going so well, but that's alright. Cloth fragment. Again, use that. Find the basement key. So we lost a limb. Just exactly what I wanted. Body gives no indication of life anymore. The frame of the woodsman feels incredibly muscular despite not looking like it at the first glance. Alright, so yeah, we'll play another 15 minutes, I suppose. See what we can get done in that time, see what we can see. Guess I was just curious to see if Heinrich gets up to anything first off. Just wander through this lovely village again. Got caught on the geometry of the fence there. Back through. Botany boys win again. You find yourself in the middle of an encounter. Marco, this is bad. Take it easy. It was all just a big misunderstanding. We continue our separate ways and everyone stays alive for tomorrow. It's easy to feel remorse when you're looking down the barrel of a gun. How annoying. Not going to let them just attack these people. Oh. Too slow, too slow. Parv whips out his pistol faster than you're able to react. You drew a pistol on these people. Not going to let you hurt them. Got the same moves as the woodsman, I see. Not so effective against a big mallet, huh? You absorbed the chaotic soul. It's such a good pose, yeah. It's a great gunslinger pose, isn't it? The art in this game really is so good. You have my deepest gratitude. Thanks, much appreciated. What happened here? Not proud of it, but I see a Bremen officer. I punch before asking questions. He was acting very suspiciously too, just to explain our actions. He was hiding in the shadows, following us every step we took. I'm sure he would have shot us if you didn't stop him. It's enough proof of his intentions. He was a bad man. It's not like I wanted him cold in the gutter. We are heading back to the train. Seems to be the safest area we've seen so far. Wouldn't be unwise to follow us there. Yep, it would be great if I had any bandages left, but I don't think I do, other than dirty toilet paper. But I do have an herb. So that would give me an infection. Or it had a chance to give me an infection, but somehow it didn't. Very lucky, I say, after I've been shot. Very lucky. Okay. Strong entrapping is the best for the beginning, because you can get a good piece of armor from it. Gotcha. Oh, hey you, look at me, the chef de cuisine of the kitchen. The menu and everything is all me. Want to have a taste? Dinner sounds good. You finished your dinner. It was surprisingly tasty. So how was it? Loved it. Good, good. Heinrich looks seemingly happy with a stupid grin and all. Kitchen's good? Oh yeah, it's great. It feels good to be back in a kitchen. Really is the place where I'm most home at. For the longest time I wanted to become someone important, an artist, a musician, or an actor. Pretty much anything but an average Joe. Guess I wanted to create something. Art. But you know how it goes. Never really had it in me, I guess. Did try to dip my toes in everything, but there's only so much rejection one can take. So yeah, it was the grand return of the prodigal son. Back to my folks I went. Out of necessity, one's got to get their money from somewhere. I got back into what I used to do as a lad with my parents. That's cooking meals at their tavern. Turns out, I had a knack for that stuff. The tavern got famous. Even wrote an article about the place in the local paper. Maybe you've heard of it? It's called Klimkov's. So I embraced the thing. I started learning more and more about culinary arts. Started traveling to find new inspiration. That got me here ultimately, but even in this situation, I end up cooking. And the craziest thing is that I haven't been this inspired. Like, ever. I'm seeing new combinations in my head. My palate is expanding thanks to all the new local ingredients. Making food like it's the last day of my life. Don't know why I felt like sharing all that. Maybe if this place gets the better of me, you can tell this to the person writing my biography. It doesn't question that, you had an arm before. I swear you had two arms before, but that's all right. Register untouched, other than by myself, of course. Yeah, nothing of value anymore. Yeah, it's with food. Maybe Dan could learn something from this man in his precariously placed candles. He could, but will he bother? No. Gets his life story. Not interested in any practical cooking lessons. Don't be ridiculous. Just the fact that you can combine more foods than just water and lettuce, which is remarkable. Can't believe I lost an arm. I've had a pretty rough day, I gotta say. I'm gonna go back to the train and meet up with Marco and Tanaka and Olivia. Let's see what they have to say. I do like how the characters' personalities come through even in the little amount of time that you spend with them. It's really well written. Everyone sort of has their archetype that they fit into, but also they're interesting enough with enough human flaws that I think, you really end up with characters who you can easily become invested in and attached to. Psychological horror is often very good for that. Whoa. Hello, guys. Hey, good to see you safe. Your performance against that villain really inspired me. Showing Tanaka some basics in boxing. Jabs, straights, bob and weave. I'll be prepared the next time some thugs jump on us. Lettuce soup 7 days a week. Yeah, that's the idea. Knowing the basics can't harm anyone. Except my enemies. Right. I like attack. Have a good training. Alright, from the start. Hi. I heard you met Marco and Tanaka in the city. So you got a wheelchair now. Oh, right, I do. Little souvenir from the city. It's perfect. What's happening here? The boys are training. Something at the city really shook Tanaka up. He insisted that Marco would show him some moves. Apparently, Marco is an amateur boxer. I mean, he does look the part, but I thought he felt more gentle. Roughing up people in a ring sounds pretty violent. You can fight people without ill will, too. Yeah, I guess so. Want to tag along? Oh, sure, I guess. Now that I can move around more freely, would be good just to see just what is happening here. So we'll leave these guys. I suppose they got their own things going on, but finally got a friend. And we'll just straight up give her the rifle and the death mask. It seems pretty intense. I don't even know how much ammo we have. I don't think it's very much. I suppose we'll find out. Yeah, obvious out of ammo. There we go. Botanist unlocked. The most important party member. Okay, so if we wander back to town, having an absolutely fantastic time. What books do I have here? Yeah, I've got a few things that I could actually use. I'll see if I can reach the place I want to reach. Otherwise, probably get killed and then I'll head off for the day, I reckon. But it's been a good stream. Nice to start off strong this year with a great game. I really do think this game is very intelligent. Just sort of grips you from the start. Really meticulously paced and put together. Thematically, yeah, very, very interesting. Well tied together. Great characters. Well considered combat system. And just a great sense of danger in exploration. You're learning new things all the time, but every new thing you learn probably comes with a cost, as you can see by the brutal beating I've been taking throughout, just experimenting with wee things and showing people around lovely old Prayerville. Some pretty grisly endings already. Okay, so Parva's just going to lie there. So now we've got two characters. We still don't want to deal with the bobbies, really, but we've got a slightly better chance, I suppose. I still don't really have any healing things. I try and avoid them, because they really do suck. But can't avoid them all for justice and order. Just try and take their arms off. All we can do, really. It's just they do so much. Like, they do an incredible amount of damage for what they are. I think once we get to this stage, as long as we don't miss any, the arm of the Bobby grew back, but as long as we don't miss, shouldn't have said that, right? But as long as we don't miss, we can stay one step ahead of them. attack twice here. Both those arms grew back. Critical hit, but on the arm, so it doesn't really help me. Another one there. Another hit for the torso, I reckon. Got him. Victorious. I'm gonna stomp on him. The husk of the bobby feels stiff and hollow. Find a small key. So you can see just how much easier it is when you can, after you survive that first round with two people. It's much easier. Someone crouched over here. Hello. You seem friendly. There's a tall man here wearing what seems to be a rubber mask. Oh! Here I am, busy with my own business, completely ignoring this beautiful chap. All apologies. Pleased to meet you. You can call me Pocket Cat. Tee-hee. You have one of those familiar faces. I feel like we've met somewhere before, perhaps in a past life. Maybe. Things sure have changed since then, haven't they? We live in peculiar times. The world has gone through true darkness. The world has been at a standstill and a deep rest. People stocked up on toilet paper and hid in their homes with their loved ones. They're waiting for that glimpse of light just because they knew that even the darkness has a breaking point. I wonder what that's in reference to. Say, old sport, what do you think follows such intense darkness? Growth into something new. Yes, change is the only thing inevitable. From personal experience, I'd say a true darkness is followed by chaos. The mind, or the common consciousness we all share, strives for something new. When one is truly done with the darkness, one strives for new, with such vigour that growing pains are inevitable. But there lies the danger. You see, chaos can ragdoll us into any one direction. The direction is not always towards the light. Sometimes one can find themselves lost in a limbo that is the chaos. When you enter the limbo from a dark place, there's a big chance you contaminate the chaos with your darkness and just create a new pitch black place, maybe even darker than the one before. Some truth to your words, strange man. Guess I'm just rambling here, letting my mind wander and mouth slander, as they say. You know me. When I get excited, I can go on and on and on. I didn't mean to take your time. From what I understand, you've got your hands full with the festival already, so I'll get straight to the point. Pocket Cat has his own theme with drums. It means he'll be important later on. I think it does, yeah. It's a good indication, right? If you get the pathologic-y sounding music, there's something important going on. Not only a wandering gentleman, but I'm also a head salesman of sorts with deep, deep pockets. What is a head salesman, you ask? Well, it is exactly what it sounds. I'm willing to part from my valuable collection if the price is right, and the price is severed heads of those participating in the festival. Macabre, I know, but you get used to it. God knows I did. This is what I have to offer. It's quite a nice collection, even if I say so myself. 0 contestant heads is all you got, so we won't be doing anything. Never mind. Happy to do business with you. It truly was a pleasure to meet you once again, but I fear I must go for now. The tower you were heading towards, it's to the east of here, just beyond the church's hidden passage. Let us meet again there. Perhaps I'll even have a special deal for you. My pockets are very deep, you see. But until that time, old sport, take care. Yes, thanks, Grant. Totally normal conversation to have. Dirty toilet paper, soulstone. See what we can get from here. Chest is empty. And we'll see if we can reach another save point in the time we got left. I know I've got a book I can use as a substitute, which might have to do, but we'll see. Rotten meat. Sound of wasps or flies somewhere. Plank shield. Can't wield that. 3 matches, 6 shillings. Let's keep wandering and see what we find, I suppose. And these disgusting creatures. The hound hisses at you with its saliva spattering around. Fecal hound. You feel nauseous just being this close to the creature. Oh, charming. I think we're all going to get infected and die anyway. Puppy is about the most dissonant thing you could have typed there, I think. I think I'm pretty dead, but this will be a good way to finish. Killed by these disgusting creatures. If that guy didn't take shillings, will there be another merchant maybe? There's one other merchant that I found. There might be more than one. That's probably a good way to finish. You're starting to feel severe nausea because of the foul stench. Dan was defeated. Yeah, there's one other merchant I found a decent length into the game, but there must be others. I just haven't found yet. But no, I think that's a pretty good place to finish with yet another ignominious, shameful death. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's nice to see everyone again. And I'll just going to keep working on my next video. Got about 50 something minutes of recorded script at the moment, so that's about halfway through. So yeah, another longish video that I'll release when I have the time. But otherwise, hopefully you can expect at least one stream a week. Would be great if I could achieve that through the rest of the year. So if you can make it, it'd be great to see you there. If not, the archive stuff will always be straight up on YouTube afterwards. But yeah, great to see everyone. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Same to you, Blue Voices. Thank you.